Tell me about yourself, man. Tell me.
To University of Houston. They saw me, they liked it. They said, "Hun, this guy don't have a scholarship. Come up here. If you play well, or like you have an opportunity to earn a scholarship." So that's what I
Yeah.
did, right? And so I continued to play, and I eventually did earn a scholarship and did become a starter, and did so it got there. It just took a longer time and a longer route. And I do feel like it's funny you brought up the disappointment, because I felt like when I actually I didn't make the NFL, because I had a chance. I had a legit chance based off of my production. And when I didn't, when the NFL team didn't draft me, I did feel like I felt like I disappointed my family, because I couldn't play no more. Like I couldn't do anything. So
Do
like
nothing.
I couldn't bet on myself. I couldn't do nothing. So I was just like, I had to go on a different route. And I even still have some family members, like my uncle, who loves me, but like he's still like uh I mean, it was like a year later, he's still pushing me to go play and find a way to play, when I'm like, for me, I'm like, I'm on a different route now. And it's hard for people to understand that and take that.
Exactly. So that's exactly what I was. That's exactly. Okay. I had phrased that wrong. Um, it's not that you disappoint people. Sometimes people just be like, that's the route you taking, or are like, wow, okay, now he like, you kind of get what I'm saying. Like this, is what you just summed up to say, and that's kind of like the same way with me. Man, growing up, bro, I played every sport you can think of. Um, at first, I never thought about playing football, and because I wasn't fast enough at the time. And then one day, man, I used to always walk home from school. So I seen like a group of kids playing soccer. Man, so more of the story. I tell you, I was shot the first two times, so I never played soccer. I just walk out there and watch them. Then after a while, I started playing soccer, man, running up and down the field daily, daily, daily. So that what got me into football. So then I started playing football because I was fast enough. Then I started running track because I was really fast. Played basketball too. Um, More of the story, sum it up. Went to high school. Me and the coach didn't get along. Just basically just broke me down. Because football and sports was all I knew. That's all I wanted. That's all I knew. Um, so when the coach broke me down, and I started telling other people my dreams that I wanted to do, and it wasn't playing football or sports no more. People was looking at me different
Mm.
because I wasn't saying I wanted to be the doctor, or I didn't want to go work at McDonald's. No offense to none of them jobs because they're good jobs, but I'm just saying I
Yeah.
wanted to do other things. I wanted ownership of things. So still to this day, people still look at me like the black sheep, or like because I'm different. I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting, because um that's how people, that's why I'm careful on the things I tell people, to be honest, because I know like everybody, some people can't understand your vision, and they can't
Yes.
understand where you're trying to go. So like if God put something in your heart and your mind to see, and that you got that vision, other people may not see that like you see it. And so or they look at themselves, and because they think that they're incapable of doing it, they go ahead and throw that negativity on you. um and they're just really portraying and looking, reflecting at themselves. So like I seen that.
You said that you took the words out of my mouth, but I couldn't say that no different. I feel like I feel like every year, every decade, every century, that's basically like generation. Um, we're taught the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. So it's like now, since we have the information that we have now in this decade in this year, what we trying to tell the older folks, or the people that was before us, our vision now it's totally different. It's mind blowing to them that we want to open up 100 businesses when all they want to do is just go to work. You kind of get what I'm saying? Or you know,
That's
we
hard to wrap your mind around.
you understand? You understand? And just look at you different whenever you just take the unusual route. And the unusual route is really entrepreneurship, you know, even being self-employed, things in that nature, which me and you are both trying to acquire.
Well, I think people like safety. So like
That's really what it is.
people want you to stay in the line that people have put there.
So tell me something. Is entrepreneurship don't have any safety? Tell the people, because I don't, you know, me and you probably already know, but tell the people. So do entrepreneurship have safety versus a regular job?
I think if you're an entrepreneur, you actually at a certain point have the most safety, which is
Gotcha.
about because now I think just a lot of people don't like to bet on themselves. People who know that their hard work and they believe that they're able to provide value to other people and they trust that they can find a way. Entrepreneurship is safe because I'm not going to say it's the first initial step is hard, right? Because now you when you first stepping out, you only get paid when you produce. That's the hard part about entrepreneurship. Now, I work corporate right now, so I can tell you, right? So I'm starting a business, but I also work corporate right now. So at my job, I know that I'm getting the same check every 2 weeks. I know I'm getting it.
Most definitely.
Rather have that because it seems safe. But I tell you what, that businesses lay off people all of the time, and they'll get rid of you. They don't have loyalty towards you. Most companies not, especially not the bigger ones. And as soon as financial struggles take place, they're going to be looking to get rid of you. Just like COVID this year, a lot of people have been laid off of their jobs and things like that. And I feel like if you're an entrepreneur, if you have your own business, sure, small businesses have been struggling as well. But at the end of the day, you can maneuver and find a way to make money for yourself.
Most definitely. Man, I feel like really both of them is hard, really, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of people project like things are easy, so when they get into it and they find out, whoa, it's a bump in the road, that they give up. Hold on one second, brother. I don't know. Okay, I'm back. So I feel like they give up. Sometimes even getting a regular job is hard. So like for instance with me, I might not qualify for Walmart. So I might sign up for Walmart and I might not even get hired. So I'm gonna go to entrepreneurship. A lot of people may start a business and don't sell a product. It's the same exact thing. Like how you said, I really feel like a lot of people just, you know, I just really feel like you do what you want to do. You know, you just got to put your energy in the right direction. That's just how I feel, man.
Yeah.
And to say that, I don't mean to cut you off. And to say that, right now I think I have maybe 4 to 5 businesses. And I'm saying that to say this because the thing that I do love about entrepreneurship is that if you set up your investments right or your businesses right, it's hard to go broke. Versus relying on one income. You kind of get what I'm saying?
So you're saying like the multiple streams of income that a business can provide, like when you're just relying on a paycheck from working corporate, you're depending on them to provide and like give you money, you know. But when you have a business and maybe multiple business, right, and even maybe one business that has multiple streams of income from different sectors of the business, right, you're actually providing more safety for you. That's why even as an individual, it's important to have um, it's important to have multiple streams of income coming in, and that creates more safety.
And another thing, because you did say something about people. I'm gonna say this: entrepreneurship. We do need people. We do need people. No matter who you is in the world, you need somebody. You need somebody. You need people to believe in your product that you are selling. And that's what's wrong. That's why a lot of people fail in entrepreneurship because they get in it and they think, oh hey, um, I'm gonna sell sunglasses. Okay, wherever they at, it might not be hot all the time. So you kind of get what I'm saying. So you kind of got to get in something that's kind of in demand. So like,
About value.
so for instance, most definitely. So that's just how I feel about it with the entrepreneurship. With the entrepreneurship, getting things that you need. So say like for instance, if I need water, I'm gonna go buy a whole bunch of water because that's all I spend my money on.
Right.
You kind of get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna sell water too because I got so much of it.
Right.
So now it's a business.
Right.
And now it's mine.
Right.
You know, and now I can go get legal paperwork on it, and now can't nobody take it from
me. Yeah.
And even if I was to die today, my kid or my kids or even my mom or even whoever I signed it over to would get it versus working at a regular job. You kind of get what I'm saying?
I don't. Yeah, and I don't want to remind people, I don't have anything against anybody that, want to work a regular job. That's
most definitely. I have nothing against people that work regular jobs because I have a regular job. I'm a barber, but I also set my hours though, so it's not a regular job, but it's a job. It's a job.
I really do. I see you as an entrepreneur. Go ahead. I just want to say that.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. Man, one day I really would be able to become an entrepreneur. Well, no, one day I would really want to become an investor. I think that's the next step. I think that's above entrepreneurship. I want to be able to fund you money, fund you capital, so you could provide for your family, and so you could build wealth and businesses for your family eventually. Yeah. That's eventually where I want to get to. I want to get to that.
I love it because I was going to ask you at some point, because now for people who don't know, me and you chop it up all the time, but I'm going to give people.
Always, man. You my brother.
Yeah. I'm going to give people a little background of where you at currently. And so like.
Most definitely.
Trey, you've been barbering for how long?
Man, three and a half years, man. Three and a half years.
3.5 years, right? And now he's at a point where basically you almost gotta turn down clients. I mean, your schedule is so busy at this point. Like, he got so many people coming in and he started from humble beginnings, right? So you started with right?
That's the beauty that I have. That's the thing that I have to tell people, man. That's why I say entrepreneurship is kind of like a job too. So just how some people be so nervous to start entrepreneur, it's just like a job too. You start at the bottom and you work your way up. It was at times when I first started cutting hair. It was days I wasn't cutting hair. It was days I was at the place, clippers in hand, ready to cut somebody. Nobody would sit down in my chair. So it's about you. It's about the growth. It's about the grind. It's about everything that you have. So man. But now, yeah, like you said, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm blessed enough to be able to kind of like block a few clients because they do get like that.
How do you pass that point where you're literally like you're coming in and there's nobody there, right?
Say it one more time, brother.
how do you get past that problem? Sorry, I think my internet connection is kind of going out.
Get past what problem?
So
What are you asking?
when you start a business and when you start, it's a big stumbling block, right? So like you have maybe a lack of clients, right? So now maybe you have a lack of money. And I think that's where people get the disconnect and it becomes hard and they end up quitting. I think that's the hard part. So
Okay. Going broke on whatever the investment is, don't think of it as you going broke. Think of it as an investment. So make sure whatever you buy or whatever you invest in, you know for sure, you're gonna you're gonna generate some type of capital. If you're not gonna generate no type of money, then don't invest in it. Don't invest in it.
yeah.
You know, so like for instance, I'm gonna just say the things that I may invest in. I'm a barber, so you know when people come into my barbershop, they might want something to drink, so I go buy water.
Right.
People might want something to eat, so I go buy food.
Yeah.
People don't understand. That's another little business that people may overlook. So, for example, I know for a fact, I could just go on and on, man. You know, it just you gotta whatever you invest in, it gotta line up to your life. It gotta line up to your job. It got
Okay. So in terms of your business now, because I kind of talked to you about this before, you at a good place where right, you're having consistent clientele, right? Uh, what's next for you, and what's your next goal to get to from where you are right now?
um first and foremost, I am far from perfect. First and foremost. I still have more. I still gotta. I'm working my craft. I still got a lot of things I gotta work on. Like you know, like I said in my last podcast, in my last interview too. Man, the people call me the goat, but I criticize myself so hard to where I feel like I just need so much improvement. It's like, but more the story where I'm going with it, I feel within 2 years, man, within 2 years of my grind and my ethic, of the things that I've been accomplishing and the things that I've been exploring and new things that I have been just adding on to my portfolio, that within 2 years I will have my own storefront, boss straight cut, but I won't be working inside of that. I may come on some Saturdays, but you know, but yeah. And then, I want to open up a suite. I'm already in a suite now. I'm already in one now.
Okay.
And I just want that to be just completely just me. The suite that I'm in now, I share that with somebody.
Okay.
So eventually I want to get one with just myself. And when you walk in, it's lights, camera, action.
Okay.
It's because me personally, I'm doing a barber podcast.
Yeah.
That's the future. That's coming up in the future for those who don't know. So just how we having this good conversation, we'll be doing that in a barbershop. And it's just gonna be me and an individual, and just really just going at it about just enhancing our life, basically.
And that really leads me into my next question in terms of how's your relationship with your clientele and how does that help your overall business and your bottom line?
Man, I tell people over and over and over, man, you have to, man. I'm gonna just say this. I was in barber school like in 2016, I think, 17. I used to cut people sun up to sundown. I'm talking about sun up to sundown. Because it's a barber school, people just come in there, boom, boom, boom. They cheap $5 haircut, boom, boom, boom. More of the story, I never would have retaining clients. Basically, clients coming back to me. I didn't know how to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I was that person that was just, okay.
Yeah.
And So more of the story, I had this professor. He was always like, Trey, man, you one of the coolest cats ever, bro. Talk to these people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't know what to say. He said, man, that's the thing. Stop thinking, just talk. I swear. So I graduated school 2017, March. That's when my clientele wasn't nothing. I still didn't know how to talk, but I was trying to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whoever you put in a room with me, you know, I'm there. Like, you know, so more the story, man, talking and basically me and my clients are like family.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know me. They know me personally. I feel like you gotta have that type of intimate with a person. You know, it's millions of people out here. That's just like saying, why would I get on your podcast and watch you?
Mm-hmm.
There's 30 million other people out here.
Right.
You know, and what makes me is what brings and attracts people to me is my personality, is my way of thinking to make other people unlearn some of the things that they was taught, just like I had to do. And they like, whoa, he's only 25 thinking like that, and man, let me come, you know. And sometimes, man, the love is real. You know when you even in your relationship, you know when baby being real with you and she playing. It's the same thing with people. Like, you know, I'm real. I don't. Yeah. So that's, you know.
Yeah. That does that allow, like, that allows people to keep coming back to you? Is that because, like, there's one thing, you obviously provide value in terms of the cut. Like, you're one of
the definitely
best barbers, but when it come down, like, to, because you can find a lot of other good barbers. So
see, the thing is, everything I do, I kind of do my research in it. Okay. So a lot of us don't know that life already has its past. It's out there already. Everything is out there. In a book, in a barber book, which a lot of people don't pick up, maybe, it says that the haircut is really only like 40, 50%. The rest is conversation. So a lot of people won't get that because they didn't read that, they didn't understand that. So that's it right there. But don't get it misunderstood though. You do have to produce a value, good haircut, because a conversation and a bad haircut, you might not see them again. For real.
Well, so about how do you get people in the door? So let's back up a few steps, right?
Tell me, what's on your mind?
So you talked about before how there was when you first started, nobody coming in, right? Sometimes
nobody.
2 people a day, maybe. How did you get people in your chair? Like, what did you do to get people?
Well, the story where I'm going with that, I had this one individual, man, brilliant, old school. I call him old school because he may be like 40, 45. But I'll be sitting back just chilling, right? He'd be the only one cutting hair. So I'm just sitting back watching him like, man, why this old, I'm young. Why this old dude got all this clientele? Like, so I watched how he grind. See, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go back to what I'm going with. A lot of people scared to watch how other people grind. Oh, he the boss. I don't want to be underneath him because he the boss. It's cool. Let him be the boss. Watch and observe everything he do. One day you will be the boss. So go back to what I was saying. This man will get done with a haircut and he'll walk to the stove. I'm like, bro, it's 90 degrees outside. You trying to walk to the stove? More story, when he walks to the stove, how you doing, man? My name Paul, man. Come give me a shot. I'm over there cutting hair at Cadillac Barbershop, blase, boom, boom, boom. And so it was like, okay, this man cutting 20 heads a day. I gotta try to get his, I gotta kind of get his recipe. I gotta get his formula.
Got you. I love that. I love.
So I started marking them. I mocked them. I used to try to go pass our cards. I couldn't do it.
Mm.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't see myself walking up to you saying, "Hey, my name is Trey. I'm a new barber up the street. Hey, can you book them?" I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So it was at times where I had to pay booth rent every week. You got when you're a barber, you pay booth rent every week. That it kind of make you gotta talk to somebody. Like if you ain't gonna talk to nobody, you ain't gonna get no money.
Right.
So it's like, all right. So more the story, I was always a cool guy, fresh guy, wear a hat, tennis shoes. I said, all right then, it's time to go into the mode. Professor told me. He said, always compliment somebody. Even if they not up to par, you compliment them. And that's how you gonna get them. I'm giving you too much game, but I'm gonna give it to you. So every time I walk up to somebody, I say, "Oh, I like them shoes." He'll be like, "Yeah." Everybody wants to be a celebrity. So you got to compliment them. You got to make them feel like what they want to feel like. It's sad to say that, but that's how you got to do it. So I used to compliment them like, "Hey, man, I love that jacket, man. Where you get that jacket from?" They'll be like, "Such and such." I don't care where you got the jacket from. I'm just trying to get your number. And after that, you come to the barbershop. And after that, hey, we go on from there.
Yeah.
More of the story, man. It wasn't what it seemed. I had bought like 100 cards, passed out damn near 90, only got like 2 people. That's why a lot of people give up. A lot of people give up because in the world, they don't like to see new people make new businesses or want to be self-employed or want to just sell things. They so used to seeing people wake up like an alarm clock and go to work and put on a suit and tie, go to work and come home and be stressed out and lay in the bed with baby, boo, 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 boo. So it's hard to get people to accept that and to be like, oh man, okay, I'm gonna go spend my hard working money with somebody that don't really work. Like, cause they think when you self-employed and entrepreneur and all that stuff that you don't really work, supposedly.
Right.
So to line up to
That makes total sense. Let's go back to something you had said earlier about basically you had an overhead, like you had bills to pay when you were starting out, right? What you had to pay for your booth, right? And so being in that uncomfortable place, right, where you're like, man, I need enough money to make sure I pay not just for basically your portion of the rent at the building you have to pay, but also for like your own personal rent, right? And your family and your food and your bills, right? The question is like, was that uncomfortable space, it really pushed you to higher limits, right? It made you get out of your comfort zone because you were saying before, hey, I don't like really going out there and handing out business cards or like talking to people, but it forced me to because I had to. I think that's a huge thing when it comes to entrepreneurship, and that's something that most people will struggle with because that's an uncomfortable feeling.
and that's what's wrong with a lot of us today. We too comfortable. The United States made us too comfortable.
Mm.
Hey, there's so many people that's coming from over there, over there, over there, over there, over there, and they come to the United States and they live their best life. They got 20 businesses. They got you know how it goes. They blossom. But it be funny to me that it don't even be funny. But it be crazy to me that we live in the United States and it take us 30 years, 35. I'm 25, so this pertains to me too.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that I say sometimes it pertains to me too. So I might just say a third party, but I'm still maybe talking about myself. So, like for example, I'm 25. I've been in this world in the United States 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Why am I just not getting uncomfortable? You
Yeah.
kind of get what I'm saying? And so, more to story, go back to what I was saying is, once we get uncomfortable, once we get about that spotlight to where we gotta be like, oh, I gotta wear this outfit to go walk outside, or I gotta have this type of car to go to the gas station, or I gotta make sure baby wearing the newest designer and all that. Once we get up out of that, that's why I said I had to relearn. I had to relearn a lot of things. So once we get up out of that phase, then you're ready to be an entrepreneur because you're not spending your money on nobody else's last name no more. Like McDonald's, you're not spending on Lowe's. That's people's last names. You know, Chase, that's somebody's last name. Morgan Chase, whatever, Chase Bank. You know, so once you start doing that, you're gonna be like, okay, I want to start building stuff with my last name. I want to start investing stuff with my last name on it all. You know, so me, that's why I invested in Boss Trade Cut. My son's name is Travion. My name is Travion. So eventually, one day, if he when he do be in high school, so that I'm gonna put him in certain things to where even if he doesn't want to cut hair, that hey, he will have ownership of that, or even if because I'm still working on my CDL stuff too. I got my data already, so once I have the Boss Trade Harlan, he would be the man right next to me or underneath me to be able to own that too, you know.
That's
So
wealth is gained in the United States. But I want to say something that you pointed on about how people come from, different countries and they come to the United States, right? And I think you hit it right on the head. They've lived in a certain climate that they have a little bit more of an edge, you know, and because of that, they're able to thrive because they have a little bit they're more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Whereas like in America, where we're used to a certain lifestyle and we just think it's gonna happen and we're entitled.
I'm gonna tell you how America is. America can be dead broke. Soon they get some money, they gonna go spend it on some clothes. America could be dead broke. Soon they get some money, they gonna go get their nails done. Soon I feel like, and since you said that, I'm gonna say this. I feel like we living in the matrix. I
Mm.
really feel like that. I really feel like we always in our phone. We dreaming. We always watching TV. We dreaming. We always, you know what I'm saying, on a computer. We dreaming. We don't like to really face reality, like one on one. Like, you know, without no phone, without no computer, without no TV. That's reality. That's real life reality. We don't like to be in that. We like to be in a zone, you know.
Well, so like I think for a lot of people, w- even consciously or unconsciously, it's their escape in a way.
Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. But since you say that, what are you really trying to escape from?
Reality, like you were saying, I think a lot of people um, are kind of maybe they don't necessarily want to live their particular life 24/7 all the time. And now you're able to go kind of see somebody else's life and kind of live somebody else's life for a brief second.
Right.
I think that's kind of why social media, you know,
But that could be good or bad though.
I'm
That
not
could be
saying
good
it's
or
a
bad.
bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I don't think social media is a bad thing. I think social media is a great thing that has
Right.
bad
Right.
things that go along with it. Um,
Right.
because you're able to promote right your business through social media, right?
Most definitely. Most definitely. That's how I market. Most definitely.
Right, and that's how you do most of your marketing, right? And so like
Most definitely.
same thing, a lot of people are able to start businesses now way easier because of the advancement of social media.
Most definitely.
So I don't think social media is a bad thing. I think it has people don't know how to use it, and
Most definitely.
they because it's misused, it makes it look like a bad thing when really
Mhm.
people are already, insecure. They already need to learn how to deal with their life in reality instead of going somewhere else to try to find, you know, their um their sense of identity. So
Most definitely. And I feel like social media has kind of made people feel like they could be another person. So that's why they maybe run to it a lot, or you know,
yeah,
that's